and welcome back to Stomp City and another episode of ECW Lives on TEW 2016, and today it is time for ECW Heatwave as we lead into a pay-per-view that I've been building towards for a while now, and something happens on this show that you're not going to believe. If you've been following the series so far, I think you're going to like it, so make sure you stay tuned and watch the whole thing. And let's get into the pay-per-view. You can see the card on the screen right now if you want to pause and have a look at what's in store for tonight. But we're just going to get straight into the first match, which is going to be a dark match where Lance Storm, who debuted this past week on Revolt, takes on Austin Aries, and in 10 minutes 11 he's defeated him by pinfall with a flying spinning leg lariat. And this is just to test out Lance Storm, see what sort of ratings he's going to bring in, and this time he's got a 61 with Austin Aries getting a 45. So solid mid-card performance. He is classed as a main eventer in the game using auto push, but maybe he's going to build up towards higher ratings in the end. But for now he's getting a decent result there and a good start to the show to get the crowd going. And Austin Aries is improving in technical skills as well, and being in the ring with Lance Storm is certainly going to help you with that. So good things all around. We're getting the crowd up for it, and now we lead into the main show, where in the opening match we start with the undisputed Junior Heavyweight Championship on the line in a ladder match, with the competitors being Kenta, Hayabusa, AJ Styles, Bryan Kendrick, Manami Toyota and Naomichi Marufuji. And the winner of the match and the brand new and first undisputed Junior Heavyweight Champion is AJ Styles. He's got the highest rating in the match with 77. The former ECW Junior Heavyweight Champion Hayabusa coming in second with 73. Then Kenta with a 68, Bryan Kendrick with a 67, Toyota with a 66 and Marufuji with a 62. And I think this is the right winner, and a solid win for AJ Styles. After being told that he would not get a championship match for the rest of the year, he defeated Paul Heyman as part of Team CM Punk, retaining his right to fight for championships again, and now he's been crowned the first undisputed Junior Heavyweight Champion. And this match starting the show off really well with an 80B. Hayabusa is improving in technical skills, Naomichi Marufuji is improving in performance, and yes, solid start, can't ask for more really in an opening match. And then we go into the submission match between Bryan Danielson and Samoa Joe, with Samoa Joe picking up a win in 15 minutes 28 by submission with a Dragon Sleeper. And I think Danielson's done well actually to get this far, having gone 15 minutes in a match with Samoa Joe, who normally takes out his opponents pretty quickly. And yeah, and I think a submission match with these two is a good match to have on the pay-per-view, considering what happened leading into Barely Legal, where Bryan Danielson was going to be part of Team Punk but was taken out by the Dangerous Alliance, and now he's attempted to get revenge, but he's not quite overcome the Samoan submission machine this time. But apparently Samoa Joe was off his game. Paul Heyman did some good work at ringside. Bryan Danielson got a 57, a surprisingly low performance from that Samoa Joe. There was 64. He normally does much better than that. I think he got a 91, didn't he, the other day? But that's fine. He's not going to get that every time. But Samoa Joe is improving in performance skills. 68 C+. So not quite as good as the first match, but I'll take it. Still a solid match for the pay-per-view. And apparently he doesn't like technical based matches, which is strange. He's called the Samoan Submission Machine, so if he doesn't like submission matches, yeah, I don't know what that's about. But anyway, moving on, we go into the extremely personal match between Tommy Dreamer and Raven, where Tommy Dreamer is defending his ECW World Television Championship, and Raven is the brand new champion after a distraction from Bula McGillicuddy, giving Raven a huge win and his first championship since returning to ECW. And this match did really well with a 78B, Tommy Dreamer with 67, Raven with a 77, and Raven is improving in performance skills. And yeah, another solid match. And then after the match, Raven and Bula McGillicuddy stand over a fallen Tommy Dreamer as Bula puts the belt around Raven's waist. And Raven has taken everything away from Tommy Dreamer, and it's going to be tough for him to bounce back. He's lost everything, literally, in his life. He's lost his wife. He thought the baby was his, but it wasn't. And now he's taken his championship. So, yeah, not much more Raven can do to hurt Tommy. And can Tommy Dreamer come back from this? We will see. But for now, Raven is the ECW TV champion. And yeah, this segment got a 67C+, as we go into the GPWC World Heavyweight Championship match between Sting and Dragon Kid. And of course, Sting retains in this one in 13 minutes 01 by submission with a Scorpion Deathlock. And Sting makes defense number 6 of his GPWC World Heavyweight title. And I used Lift the Crowd for this one as the road agent note. Apparently they didn't need lifting though. But still, 79B is a really good match and good exposure for Dragon Kid. Although he only got a 65, Sting did get an 83. But yeah, that should help Dragon Kid's popularity in a solid match against Sting. And maybe the rating would have been even more had I not told them to lift the crowd. But still, a great match. Again, continuing on the pay-per-view. And this is our semi-main event, getting a 79B. And then we go into our main event where CM Punk defends his ECW Championship against Goldberg. And in 10 minutes 55 by pinfall following a jackhammer, Goldberg is the new ECW champion. And I think you saw this coming, but Goldberg has stopped CM Punk's short reign in its tracks and is now the new champion here at Heatwave. And a solid match, 79B, both men getting a good performance, both of them getting above 80 with an 82 for Punk and an 84 for Goldberg. Bringing the rating down was the match suffered because there was not enough selling shown. It's fine though. Goldberg is improving in technical skills. And yeah, new champion, Bill Goldberg. Paul Heyman might have lost his power and is no longer running ECW, but he's now got the champion in his possession. And it's going to be almost impossible to stop Goldberg. And yeah, as I say, this got a 79B. And now it is time for something that I've been waiting to do for so long. Let's get into it. And Goldberg has done it. He is the new ECW champion. As CM Punk lays on the floor with his hands on his head. And Joey Styles says, tonight, the fighting champion fights no more. Who will be able to stop Bill Goldberg? And then the lights go out and spotlights fly around the arena as a silhouette walks out onto the entranceway and the man's robe shines in the darkness. The spotlights stop at the top of the ramp and oh my god, it's Minoru Tanaka. A confident Tanaka makes his way down the ramp and confronts Goldberg in the center of the ring, and Heyman looks like he's seen a ghost. Tanaka then runs at Goldberg and hits him with a clothesline, rocking the monster. He runs at him again, this time wiping him out over the top rope, and the crowd go wild as Tanaka shakes the ropes. He's fired up, and then Heyman sneaks up behind Tanaka, but he spots him as Heyman slowly backs away. And then Paul rushes out of the ring to Goldberg as the pair make their way to the back. And Tanaka is back. And you thought he'd left, didn't you? But no, he stayed. He signed a contract with ECW and he is with us forever. And he's confronted Paul Heyman and Bill Goldberg after Paul Heyman turned his back on him, siding with Goldberg and costing Tanaka his ECW career. But Heyman is no longer in charge. That stipulation no longer applies. And the committee have re-signed Minoru Tanaka as we end the show with a 100A star. And the show overall got an 81B. And this increased our popularity in 32 regions. And we're just going to point out Minoru Tanaka, Goldberg and CM Punk as good examples, and they're all pleased. I've been waiting to do this reveal for so long. He's been hidden on the roster screen. So how did I keep him, I hear you ask? He's loyal to New Japan. Well, New Japan offered him a contract, a written deal. It looked like he was going to sign it, so I offered New Japan a working agreement, meaning we can't steal talent off each other, which then cancelled that contract offer, which meant that his New Japan contract expired, because the reason they were offering him a new one is because it was expiring, and they couldn't offer him another one because they'd recently had discussions which had been cancelled. So it's kind of an exploit, kind of not though, because the game let me do it. So, you know, I'm not complaining. As soon as he left New Japan, I offered him a written deal. The loyalty no longer got in the way because he wasn't signed to New Japan anymore. And now he's on a written deal with ECW. And he will be with us till the end of time. He's signed a 10-year contract. 16,000 per month. And yeah, there it is. If you've only just started watching this series in season 4, you're probably thinking, who is this guy? Well, we signed him ages ago. He came up through the junior heavyweight division and then ultimately was the one that defeated Rhino after his year-long title reign. He then aligned himself with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman then turned his back on Minoru Tanaka in a loser leaves town match. It was a fatal 4-way and Goldberg pinned Minoru Tanaka, costing him his ECW career. And yeah, that stipulation no longer applies, as I said, because Paul Heyman isn't in charge. The books have been completely reset. I kind of hinted at it with the AJ Styles stipulation being cancelled a few weeks ago, where he couldn't compete for a championship because of Heyman, and tonight he won the Undisputed Junior Heavyweight Championship, which obviously means any stipulations Heyman forced onto his roster no longer apply, and in this case, it doesn't apply to Tanaka. So, if you're excited to see Tanaka back in an ECW ring, make sure you drop a like on the video. And yeah, finally, I don't have to hide the roster screen anymore. But that's where we're going to leave this episode. Goldberg is the new ECW champion, but Minoru Tanaka is back in town and he wants revenge against Goldberg and Heyman. And of course, if you're enjoying season 4 so far, as I say, drop a like on the video, it helps me a lot. And subscribe with notifications turned on so you don't miss another episode. And why not watch one of the videos that you can see on the screen right now. But until next time, peace.